on this computer.
What's up, YouTube?
What up, YouTube? What's up, Facebook? Haven't got my little go live button here yet. I don't. I do now.
Hang on. Come on now.
And now we're going to move you over here and say,
Off of Wi-Fi.
it says we're meeting. So hi, everybody. Hi, YouTube folks. Hi, everybody out in Facebook land. It's a special Thursday night edition of the show. Had some personal conflicts and like I said, this is us meeting at the bar. Sometimes it's Wednesdays, sometimes it's Thursdays, sometimes it's Sunday afternoon.
I like Thursdays. I like Thursdays because, it's like weekend eve.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
well, that's kind of how I was feeling about it. Like we're going to like get a good mood going. And then people are going to sour that mood by watching the debate. But hopefully they'll drink along with us and get a buzz on and then play like a presidential drinking game, like drink a shot every time Donald Trump interrupts, and then you'll be dead halfway through the show.
Yes.
So, but glad everybody could join us if you're joining in with us, or eventually whenever you do watch it. Yeah, big ups. We're kicking off football this week, so I'm going to say go IU. Hey, man, I say all right to your Buckeyes.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine.
We're not playing against each other this weekend.
Oh, no. As a matter of fact.
Y'all got Nebraska, don't you?
Yeah, but I've got something for you about the Hoosiers and stuff like that. So, let's see. Oh, Indiana, Indiana, we're all for you. We will fight for the cream and crimson, for the glory of old IU.
Something.
Never daunted, we never falter. Through the battle, we're tried and true. Oh, Indiana, Indiana, we're all for you. See, there you go, man.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I don't know the Ohio State fight song. I do. I miss.
That's the problem with relationships, man. Like, I'm a giver, and it's like I never, I'm just saying.
Look, man, one, I'm not from Ohio, and two, they just weren't a rival when I was growing up. Seriously, Ohio State didn't become a basketball power until
the 90s,
like the mid 90s. So I was already in college, and I actually I remember Jimmy Johnson. Wasn't he a Buckeye? Oh, which one of us isn't a fan now?
Okay, let's move on. Shall we?
Anyway, so yeah, I don't know the Buckeyes fight song. It just go Bucky, 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 Buck.
I'll take it though.
Okay,
I'll take it.
All right.
Well,
as you can
part
see,
of relationship effort.
It's Thursday, and it looks like we started early, and we did.
Yes, we did.
And I'll have a shout out to the bar later. But let's get going. We do have the debate going on later, so I think we'll get into that. You know what? You had it up. We might as well go into some of the silliness that's out there in the world. There's a new Borat movie, and as part of it, a scene. Jesus, this is the president's lawyer. This is the lawyer. This is the personal lawyer to the president of the United States, we've already been warned by the FBI that he's a threat to be providing misinformation to the president via, that Russia is using him, everybody's using him because he's a fucking moron.
It's like he's using himself right there. I'm just saying. Anyway,
now he's in a room with what he believes is the 15-year-old daughter of the guy that has connected these people. So,
man,
so much wrong here. I mean, I think it goes to show that stupid dudes in general, dudes in general and stupid dudes specifically are basically as faithful as their opportunities, and that, a pretty face and a nice body goes a long way to make men do stupid shit. There is no defending this by any means. He said he's reaching down his pants to adjust a mic or his shirt that his microphone had just been taken off. I'm not sure of any of the logistics of that. It doesn't hold up to me, but honestly, anything this guy says doesn't hold up to me anymore. So,
because we all lay down on a bed to, tuck our shirts in, right? I mean, that's just what happens.
I'm not even going to speculate. I mean, Look, this is in the same week that a news writer, Jeffrey Toobin, got caught. At first, they thought he just had his dick out in the middle of a Zoom meeting, a professional, like a call, but it turns out he was jerking it.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I've not heard this.
Oh yeah, Jeffrey Toobin.
Oh yeah, please don't. Yeah, no.
Let me Google it.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember who it works for. CNN.
Yeah, I was going to say
CNN and New Yorker.
Cable networks.
I think it was in the capacity of working for the New Yorker that it was the call. I don't believe it was CNN. But still, so we've got two.
When are you that bored? When are you that bored? I mean, where it's just like I'm sitting in a meeting and I'm bored. Okay, why not?
I mean, I've been in a meeting and that bored and left to go knock one out, I suppose.
Well, yeah.
Or waited till the meeting was over.
Yeah, wait till the meeting's over, and it's like, okay, that was a waste of time.
Because I got to be honest, what isn't a turn on is quarterly earnings.
Well, there you go. But
sometimes those pictures, man, I love a good bar graph.
Man, oh my God, those pie graphs. There you go. Just saying.
Here's a pie graph of me making a pie graph.
There you go. All right. So
pretty just stupid. I mean,
this thing is going to be off the rails like now, isn't it? Like this is going to be one of those shows.
Think about the fucking chaos that's going to ensue between now and not just election day, because I don't think we're going to know the result on election night.
No, I'm with you.
They're both going to play ping pong on that one. Trump's going to try to declare that he's the winner. He's probably going to try to be like, well, if it's not decided by midnight, then officially I'm dictator for life or some shit like that.
Hey, real quick, Troy. Heyo, what's up, Troy? What's up? Troy asks, where's your right hand right now here?
My right hand? This is my hand.
My, yeah, see, there you go. Man, yeah. I love art. I love the people who tune in and who listen, man. I'm serious. I love you guys out there. You get class acts, I tell you.
All right, I'll do a shot.
It's too early. It's never too early. What am I talking about?
Who are you?
I know. Come on.
So,
okay.
Anyway, yes.
Let's move on.
Between now and the election, we're just going to have. I mean, every day is going to be a shitstorm like this. Tomorrow, this won't be in the news. Tomorrow, there will be something else. Jared Kushner will have killed pygmies in Africa, or Hunter Biden will have been part of Motley Crue in the 80s. He is actually the one who snorted ants, not Ozzy Osbourne. I mean, it's just
there you go.
Going to keep getting out of hand, man.
Melania will be skydiving off of the Toronto's or off the Space Needle.
Who gives a fuck about Christmas anyway?
Exactly.
Who gives a fuck about Christmas?
Living together, mass hysteria, just crazy. But let's dive into what we can expect tonight.
Oh yeah.
I've been watching some things all day, Aaron, and the fact of the matter is that we don't know. We just don't know. But I think we do know. Okay. I think Trump. Wow. Trump. Trump is somewhat unhinged. I mean, that's putting it politely. I think that he's backed in a corner. I think that he is a cornered animal who is going to try and fight his way out, but the problem is he can't fight his way out of a wet paper bag.
No.
It's just not going to happen. And I think if Joe Biden says no more than 10 words tonight, he wins. That's my prediction. That's my prediction.
I was reading an article today, talking about, actually a couple articles. One was specifically like people who, work in, I guess, linguistics and human interactions, and it was more of a generic like what to do when you're talking to a bully and somebody talks over you, blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the tried and true kind of Wade, or why are you talking over me, and saying like I don't think you I don't feel you hear me, and things like that. That's not going to work with Trump. He doesn't give a shit, and he'll just continue to talk over that. I think what was effective for Biden in the first debate was engage a little bit, kind of punch back without really stooping to his level.
Yeah.
And then, multiple times, especially toward the end, he began just turning directly into the camera, speaking directly to members of the audience and the TV audience, and saying what he wanted to say as if Donald Trump wasn't speaking over him. I thought that was effective. It'll be interesting to see if, they said that tonight during the 2-minute opening statements and during the 30-second rebuttals for each, they were going to mute the opposite person's mic, but they wouldn't be doing this necessarily throughout the rest of the debate. So we'll wait.
Right.
First off, we'll see if Trump can even, knowing this going in, can he muzzle himself for 2 minutes, or will he try to shout loud enough to be on Biden's microphone, kind of thing? And beyond that,
I'm sorry. In the words of all black men Gen Xers, come on, man. He ain't gonna do that. Come on.
I think he is going to do that. I think he's going to try to talk over him. I think he's going to repeat it.
Oh no, I meant when you said that he, is he going to be able to restrain himself and stuff? I said,
oh no.
No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
I think chaos is his only plan. It sounds like he's done no prepping for this, even less than he did for the first debate, which I can't imagine was much. I mean, he's got no game plan other than I'm going to talk over him.
Aaron, you're a little soft on your volume, dude.
I'm anxious to see.
There you go.
If if he continues, after that first couple of minutes, if he starts blathering over Biden's responses, will they mute his mic? Will they have that option? Will they do it? And once they do, is he going to be a big crybaby and walk out like he did in the Leslie Stahl interview, simply because he got asked questions? Like, basically, he got asked questions you would expect. I mean, honestly, if I was going to sit down for any sort of political interview right now, not even being president of the United States, if I was sitting down for any sort of deep dive into politics, I would expect to get those types of questions.
And you have to.
And especially if that was my record. I mean, I would expect to walk into a room for an interview, and after I've been through a few rounds and people know me, I'm going to have to defend my track record. What have I done? What have I done well? What have I not done well? Things of that nature. Well, you're president of the United States, and here's what's funny is we get to tell him you're fired on November 3rd. And it's going to be awesome. And I swear to God, I hope Joe Biden says that. I hope he gets sworn in and turns and says, Donald, you're fired. Get
that would be awesome.
But I actually think Donald Trump is sneaking onto Marine One at 11:59 the night before January 20th, and he's going to get the hell out of here. I don't think he's going to stick around.
Absolutely. And the fact that I almost said my my qualifying statement that I'm trying to watch not to say anymore, because I am a worthless tool. Anyway,
it happens.
It happens. It does. When you look at Trump talking to Leslie Stahl, Leslie Stahl is like one of the most revered, renowned interviewers in history. She literally is one of the best. And for him to say, okay, just be fair. Mm-hmm. It's as if I would have went, to preschool and punched every preschooler in the face. And then, when it's time for, voting for, class president of your preschool, me going to everyone and say, okay, I just want you to be fair. Mm-hmm. It makes no friggin' sense. None for him to sit there and to say something like that to her. It's asinine. It's dumb.
Well, and what I find interesting about him, and I don't know if his supporters have adopted this tactic because he does it, or if it's a trait of this particular kind of mentality. And I hazard that it's a bit of both. And that is that the second he gets accused of anything, he begins saying, well, what about Joe Biden? What about this? What about that? He never once addresses these things. And when I see it a ton on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
And people will post, it'll be a meme and it'll be like, Donald Trump, this, that, and the other. And they're all pretty straightforward, factual statements. There's not a lot of politics to it. There's not a lot of opinion to it. There's statements of fact. Here's how the economy was before you took control. Here's how the economy is now. There are mitigating circumstances, but they are facts. They're facts about the the children being separated from their parents. There's facts about the border wall. There's facts about military pay. There's all these facts, and you list them out, and everybody's first response. I saw it today. They're like, well, but what about Joe Biden? And he's selling secrets to China. I'm like, hey,
yeah,
I tell you what, you post that, and we'll have that discussion. But the discussion at hand is Donald Trump does these things. And if your response to that is, but what about Joe? Then you are pretty much, in my mind, acknowledging you don't have a response to that the meme is true. And you're like, well, I just don't want to talk about that anymore. You have no interest in acknowledging these statements of fact. And I'm willing to have that conversation with anybody. But if you can't, if you post on your wall and you're like, well, Joe Biden did this, I'll say, well, that's not what the evidence shows.
Right.
You're bringing me shit from the New York Post that Fox News, 2 weeks before the election, Fox News wouldn't touch it. But the New York Post, ask Public Enemy and Flavor Flav what they feel about the New York Post. Ask anybody in New York what they think about the New York Post. It's a rag. Right. By the way, it's owned by Rupert Murdoch, and it's no fucking better than the yellow top rag or the yellow rag sheets that they have in England. That it wouldn't even fly there, and they love that kind of shit. So you won't go near this. Yeah, Hunter Biden's got problems, and first off, you're turning off every probably little, lower to middle class person struggling in America whose son or daughter got addicted to meth, right? And we got an epidemic with that going on in this country right now for a variety of reasons. And it's definitely a white issue. It's a very white issue. So to try to shame Joe Biden because his son has an addiction that he's tried to treat, and Joe has stood by him despite him being problematic for his career, says a lot. And I would say the same if Donald Trump would do. If Barron Trump grows up and has a meth problem or a heroin problem because of having to get through the shit
I was going to say,
he's lived through as a teenager.
I don't know how he hasn't had one yet.
If he's not huffing an 8-ball right now, then he probably should be. He's probably mainlining whiskey. But I'm not going to make fun of that person. I'm going to say this person needs help. I don't like Jordan Peterson. I think he's a piece of shit and he spreads a lot of bad views, but the guy's got an addiction problem and he deserves help. And hopefully getting help will tell him to shut the fuck up and pour his energy into something else. Cause guy's got a lot of energy, but he's Ben Shapiro on crack, which that's a bad joke, but still.
No, it's not a bad joke. I mean, here's the thing.
Wait, he's Ben Shapiro on painkillers. What did he have to go in for? I don't know. I'll stop.
Adderall. There you go.
Sorry, Jake.
No. When you want to attack Hunter Biden, I get it. I really do. In today's world, in today's politics, I totally understand. It's hard to take the high road. It really is. When Michelle Obama said it, she goes, when they go low, we go high. I want to believe we can do that.
Something to strive for.
It's something to strive for. It's unfortunately not a reality. And this is number one reason why I love the Lincoln Project. I love them. They are pulling no punches. I love the fact that they're doing what they do. And when you start to look at people like that, and when you start to focus on issues with people's families instead of issues with the way you govern, to me, that's where you lose me. I mean, obviously, I was gone a long time ago from the Trump train, blah, 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 whatever that is. But it should be the point where people who are either undecided, which I don't believe there's hardly anybody in the United States that is undecided, but I think that there are frustrated Republicans who are like, I just can't do this. If you just look at that fact alone, the fact that you have to divert from a plan that, President Obama said it last night. He was like, look, They've been promising a replacement for Obamacare for 10 years.
Longer than that.
And they haven't shown a plan.
No.
He goes, they keep talking about, oh, we've got a great replacement plan, but there is no plan.
There's no plan. No.
And so, if there's no plan, and if you have no intention of showing us whatever plan you're saying you have, then why in the world?
No.
That just blows my mind. I'm done.
We've got a couple comments here. Ayo, not gonna lie, not here for the Lincoln Project. I was having this a similar thought, Ayo, and I was gonna say this, and that is, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, kind of thing. And I actually don't like. I don't like that phrase, because they're not enemies, but we won't see it eye to eye come November 4th, and I'm fine with that, and they're fine with that. They've made it very clear that they said it in their mission statement. Mm-hmm. They will work against Joe Biden, but they believe Joe Biden, is better to lead this country, and that he can be reasoned with, and we can have bipartisan discussions in a way that we can't right now. And I think they recognize that it's not just Joe Biden defeating Donald Trump. It's winning back the Senate, keeping the House, and refocusing things, because I don't agree with every platform in the Democratic Party. But nothing in my lifetime tells me that when the Democrats have power, that they railroad. Obamacare did get pushed through. I'll acknowledge that. But Obamacare is a plan to give people more health insurance. It's not a plan to separate immigrants, families at the border.
Right.
It's not a plan to disenfranchise Black people or gay people, which are things that are currently on the table now. It's not a plan to disenfranchise women's right to make decisions on their own health care. So I like the Lincoln Project. I like that they exist, Ayo. But I'll be unfriending them on Facebook, and I will be arguing with them the day after. And that's how it's supposed to be. That's how this is supposed to work. We're supposed to say, what do we collectively want to go for right now? Let's get that taken care of. And then the day after that, we can talk about whether or not Medicare for all or a half private, half social system is the best way to go. And there are cogent arguments for that. All right. And he just followed up that, they're responsible for the politics, for the way they are now, political. It absolutely was, but I'm going to give them a benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give Steve Schmidt and all these guys the benefit of the doubt that they looked at this and said, you know what, maybe what we did was a fuck up. And once we get things back to normal, we're going to abide by a different way. If Steve Schmidt goes back to rat fucking on November 4th, the way he was doing before, and the rest of them do. I mean, look, there's still Matt Gaetz. There's still fucking the dude from Jim Peterson from Ohio. There's still these
Jim Jordan,
horrible people. Jim Jordan, yeah. There's still these horrible people that exist. So and if the Lincoln Project goes back to supporting them, then we've got a problem. But right now they oppose Donald Trump, and that is my primary goal. We'll talk about everything else on November 4th.
And, AO, here's the thing, man. As far as the Lincoln Project is concerned, it's okay. It's okay, in my opinion, it's okay to like what they're putting out right now and not necessarily being about who they were. Okay. I mean, you think about it, the fact of the matter is there's a lot of arguments going on right now, and they're ignorant about, there's a lot of attention being brought back to Tulsa. This is next year's 100th year anniversary, or the commemoration of the massacres. They just found a mass grave today. The fact is that was done, quote unquote, technically, by the largely Democratic section of the country at that time. Now, here's the thing: the name
you don't know
is
history.
The name. Exactly, the name is the name. Those Democrats at that time actually reflect the Republican ideas of what was to come. Yeah. The Nixon Southern strategy and everything like that. So the fact of the matter is that I am not a supporter of the people who created this Republican monster. And if you watch 60 Minutes, as a matter of fact, they had a great piece on them on not 60 Minutes, but on Sunday morning, where they were talking to these guys, and they said, you know what, look, every day we have regret. We really do understand what we've created, and this is why we're doing what we're doing. So you're right, Aaron, in the fact that I think that what they're doing is they're trying to get it back to a place where we can have civil discourse. And so when that happens, yeah, okay, you can tout your party values and things like that. But just they recognize, along with the rest of us, the fact that shit's off the rails right now.
Let's hope. And like I said, if on November 4th they go right back to the same old shit, then they didn't learn. But if on November 4th they wake up and they say, okay, this is how we begin to build bipartisanship. Let's go back to Biden and McCain being friends. Let's go back to these guys building relationships. I can't remember their names right now because I think they're both junior senators or something like that. But there are two guys. One's a Republican, one's a Democrat, and they drove cross country together because they didn't want to, I think it was right at the beginning of COVID, and they didn't want to take, public transportation and stuff. And they basically kept a diary of the thing, like, look, this is how we move forward. We know each other. We know we're decent people. And this is what's missing. I miss, we had this conversation with our buddy, Mark, a couple weeks ago. It's difficult, to have the conversations that we were having 5-6 years ago, because I've seen a strange change, a mutation, if you will, in some people that heretofore you could have a reasoned conversation, you could disagree and have a reasoned conversation with, and now it just doesn't seem possible. And Trump isn't the reason why. Trump is another he's another point on the plot of this strange evolution that's gone on, but he has accelerated it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Jeremy Allen had a comment to make. He said, I feel like a majority of voters have already decided on a candidate, arguably more than most elections. So how effective do you guys think the debates really are at this point?
Oh, wow.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Go ahead. Go right ahead. And then I have two thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I hope we're along the same vein. I think that what it does, and you're right, Jeremy, I really do agree with you. I think that there are far less voters who are undecided. I think what the debates do is I think, help to show who these candidates are. I think we're beyond the point of changing some people's minds. You're not going to change someone's mind who's going to vote for Trump. You're not.
And, I don't think you're changing somebody.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. That's what I was going to say. I really don't think you're going to change, anyone who's voted for Biden's mind either. I think what this does is that it further shows the vast chasm that is between two separate ideologies, and it's amazing to me to see that one side is so willing. For me, I totally call Joe Biden out on the 1993-94 crime bill that he supported. And the fact of the matter is that this guy stood up in one of the town halls just recently and said, yeah, that was a mistake. That was screwed up. We shouldn't have done that. I respect that.
Yeah, I can't imagine anyone on the right doing that right now. I give Chris Christie great credit for saying I screwed up by not wearing a mask, but I can't see anybody else doing it. Go ahead.
And so I just feel like, okay, that is Joe Biden. But then when you see what Donald Trump is doing, because here's the deal, we as disappointed as some of us were in November of 2016, I believe there was a kernel inside of us that was like, okay, well, hopefully this isn't going to be as bad as what we think it's going to be. But that was quickly squashed. I think what these debates do is it goes to show, once again, it reveals who these two men are when they are up against someone who they cannot stand. You see Biden, he asked Trump to shut up. He's like, "Will you please just shut up, man?" But that was after a lot of, I mean, just a lot of smoke that Trump was throwing, and then you see Trump automatically on the offensive, automatically alienating not only Biden but the moderator, and doing manipulative things. So I think that's what I think that's what the debates can do. It can show us the true character of who these guys really are.
Yeah, I think that's true. I don't think that'll surprise anybody, but I think there are some people who will watch that first debate, would have watched that first debate, and even though they support Donald Trump, would still say to themselves, "Damn, man, just shut up.
Yeah,
just shut up." Because in their mind, let Joe Biden talk and he'll make a fool of himself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one narrative right now. And it's weird because I think he's pretty good, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, God, don't talk for very long, Joe.
Yeah,
don't talk for very long. Jim Carrey's impersonation of him may not be perfect and in character, but I mean, every once in a while, Joe kind of does seem like he stares off in the distance. But to Jeremy's question, first off, let me say, man, condolences on VVD. That sucks. I don't wish that on anybody. That hurts. Probably doesn't hurt as bad as the 7-2 loss while he was playing, a couple weeks before, but still, to your point, how effective are the debates? The effect is they're a stimulant, and anybody watching the debates tonight are the equivalent of NASCAR fans waiting for a wreck to happen. The only reason I'm going to tune in tonight is to hope that Trump has a fucking monumental meltdown, like everything that the Leslie Stahl interview and Rudy Giuliani with his hands down his pants and everything.
It's Kristen Welker tonight.
I hope he is on a monumental amount of Adderall. Look, it's 7:32 and the debate starts at 9:00. I hope he's on his third or fourth, like, big fucking rail. I hope he's getting jacked way the hell up. And that he's got Don Jr. in there, and he's got a couple of like Miss Teen Universe runner-ups in there, and he's rubbing it, hoping it gets just a semi-chub. He's getting super excited. And on the other hand, I'm hoping Joe Biden doesn't fuck up. They're talking about that Donald Trump's going to do things to try to trigger his stutter. That's a big part of it, and I know Joe Biden fights that. So I don't want to see that. But we're all tuning in for a car crash, Jeremy. That's all it is. We're all rubbernecking. We're all hoping one of these. Look, seriously, I'm not wishing it, but you know how this thing would have the highest ratings on a planet is if one of them had a fucking heart attack in the middle of it.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
They're 70-something-year-old white dudes. One of them looks like a beached whale, and the other one's old as fuck, and jogs a little bit. But I mean, look, I watched the RBG workout videos, and they're teeny tiny lightweights. I know. All right, let's get to it, man.
Hey, let's do this. Hey,
I went to Chatham Tap Butler today. I want to say shout out. Yeah,
hey,
I sent you a picture.
I didn't get it.
You did.
No, I swear. I was drinking. So, I mean,
I sent it right after you posted the picture on my Facebook page. I sent you a text. See, this is how much we care about each other, everybody.
It's just like a couple. It's like an old couple. Like, I texted you. We needed eggs and milk and bacon, and you brought home nothing. I'm like, sorry. Sorry. And I didn't mean to represent your voice like that either, Aaron.
To the moon, Alice.
Very soothing. I know. So, hey, I want to send this one out.
Do it.
If you have not been on, and I know you have, dude. If you have not been on Facebook lately, Sam and Steph.
Yes.
They are friends of ours, and
I can't believe people are this fucking brazen. I really can't.
Like, why in the world can't two people who are the epitome of love, who are the epitome of grace and caring for one another. Why in the world would three guys find it within themselves to drive up to their door and to shout, homophobic epithets at them in their house? I can't. It's sad. It really is sad. It speaks to the community.
It's hate born of ignorance.
It speaks to the community, and you know what community I'm talking about. It's the same community in which I live. If you are not speaking out against this, if you are just sitting back and allowing this to happen, you need a lobotomy, because this is wrong. People deserve to live in peace. These two are incredible people. And so that's who I'm sending it out to today.
I'm absolutely just shocked and appalled by this whole situation. I'm really, really blown away by it, because I guess I maybe I'll throw this out. Maybe this is white cis het privilege and a blind spot. I wouldn't have expected this kind of vitriol in this particular community directed toward two white girls.
Yep.
If it were two gay men or an interracial couple.
Hey. I'm just saying.
No.
You're right.
I'm talking. I'm throwing this out here. I'm saying I shouldn't be surprised, because bigotry and ignorance, their target is everything.
Yeah.
It just blows me away that these two just like gentle souls, just wonderful people that I know, that if you met them and knew them and talked to them for 5 minutes, you'd be like, I love these two. Oh, Steph and Sam are awesome. You met them individually or met them as a couple, you're just like, this is awesome. And then just walk away and be like, all right, I don't agree with your lifestyle or whatever. That's fine. You're entitled to that opinion. It's ignorant, but you're entitled to that opinion.
Exactly. Thank you.
To target them, to come after them. I mean, multiple times now, there's been a whole bunch of shit. I wonder if it's the same dudes. I assume, I'm going to assume it's probably 3 19 to 20-year-old dudes who are mad that 2 young, healthy women don't want anything to do with them. And the rejection, they're probably incels, and they're the notion that other people can find love without oppressing somebody, without holding them down, that it can be a truth, that they can love who they love. Love is love is love is love.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much for them. I watched dudes take ecstasy, and the mind expansion was too much, so they fought against it and became just more of who they were, hateful and hurtful. And that's what this is. So Sam and Steph, I'm not fucking having it. I saw JoJo post earlier. I saw you post earlier. And
it's horrible, but you know what? To you two, we love you.
We love you.
Friends of the show, we love you.
We do.
Sláinte.
Sláinte. I'll do the shot.
Man. Okay.
And then I want to give a shout out. I hadn't been there for a minute.
Yeah.
I went to our local, but our version in Butler.
Excellent.
And I saw Brian behind the bar. He's a good dude. So green hair guy. I can't remember your name. I apologize, but I like your green hair. And I recommend it. Go in. They have a wonderful patio. They have a fall menu. I'm gonna say I'm looking at you, Northside. Get the fall menu taken care of. But Butler's got a fall menu.
We got to do it.
They've got butternut squash soup. Oh. Very good. And I had some signature wings. I had not had signature wings, I bet.
Extra crispy. You got to get them extra crispy, man.
They were already like that. They came out nice and crunchy for me. I do get
Northside. Let's go.
I get the special treatment wherever I go. They know me at the tap, baby.
Exactly.
I'm an OG tapper. I'm an OG tapper. So where are we going now, man?
So what we're going to do, I've got one more question, but I want to read Jeremy's statement, which is absolutely on target. I'm just astounded that it's 2020 and people still think those behaviors are appreciated. You're
Appropriate.
right.
I'm going to say inappropriate.
Okay. Okay. You're right. It's nothing but ignorance, stupidity, and hate. Absolutely. I mean, that's it. But I want to, because we have, we're going to let you guys go early to kind of get ready for this debate.
Get focused, get hype.
One last question from Michelle Freed. I'm not sure we know who she is. Or come on, she's a staple of our show. That's awesome. Hey, Michelle, how you doing?
Hi, Michelle.
She says, I'll pose here the same question I posed on Twitter. In 5 words or less, how would you describe what you think tonight's debate will be like? Okay, I got it. Pubic hair pulled by zipper. That's exactly what it's going to be like tonight.
Car crash without an ambulance. It's going to be bad, folks. I mean, it's just there's no hope for this. There's no first off, what does anybody expect from a debate anymore? You're never going to get Harvard versus Yale. You're never going to get some phenomenal, I've created these talking points and I'm going to say them out. No, you're going to get people who who return to their stump speech. We'll get to that. They're going to resort to their stump speeches. And they are exactly who they are. Evan said it earlier. The debate shows you exactly who these people are because you can't hide. You're on stage.
You might as well call the debate Denny Green. They are who we thought they were.
They are who we thought they were. And the only shock tonight, again, would be a car crash moment. Somebody saying something so freakishly out of line, and it could happen. I mean, let's face it. Trump has no limitation. There's no bottom. There's no sides. There's nothing. He could answer any question so completely ridiculously as to be mind blowing. But in some ways, we almost expect that at this point. We expect him to now basically. I mean, we're at the stage of he might set himself on fire to cause a distraction, kind of thing. That's
absolutely
that's about it. But no, I mean, we're not going to get anything substantive. Certainly nothing we heard new. And he doesn't even want to have the discussion. He doesn't want to talk about climate change. Here's the shock. The shock will be if at the last minute he walks away because it was supposed to be about foreign policy and now it's about things that he has no answer for, which he doesn't really have a foreign policy answer either. But at least he can point to, he was in the demilitarized zone with Kim Jong-un, he can point to the recent, Middle Eastern pact that got signed. Those are legit. That's
he's got street cred now with Ice Cube and 50 Cent. I mean, he can point to that. I mean,
I don't even think he's. I'll give him 50 Cent because 50 Cent just and I'll give 50 Cent credit here. Because at least he's saying what so many won't, and that is the only damn thing I care about is my bottom line. I don't care. I don't care if it harms people. I don't care if people I love get, disenfranchised because of it. I say I'm a friend of the LGBTQ community, but you're obviously not because you're going to vote for somebody who's looking to disenfranchise them. You're no longer an advocate for Black people by making this vote. I'll say it. You might as well be on Charlemagne the God and be like, if you vote this, you're not Black. I mean, I'm sorry.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're right.
You're betraying yourselves. And when it comes to Ice Cube, I don't think in any way he's endorsing Donald Trump.
Look at the sadness in my face whenever you said Ice Cube. I'm like,
I know. I think Ice Cube was a little naive, but I'll say this. He was of the thought that you don't say no to anybody who wants to have a conversation about advancing our cause. And what he's mainly said is no matter what, if Joe Biden is the reset button, I don't want to go back to where we were. I want to move forward. I don't think in any way he's a Donald Trump supporter. I think Kanye got used. And fucking 50 Cent just cares about having money and not talking about being an ass-licking fan.
Which is an interesting combination. But, let's...
Well, Angela Bassett, I don't know.
I'm not going to say anything about that because I don't want to. Anyway, I want to move to the greatest part of the show. And ladies and gentlemen, it is the Hey Aaron segment of this show. And I have a special Hey Aaron segment. This Hey Aaron segment consists of, and allow me to pull this up.
That's what she said.
Wow. Very true, though. It consists of the 20 most ludicrous political quotes of all time. And I'm going to read some, and you are going to have to guess the politician, my friend. Now, not all of these are presidents.
They're all legitimately politicians.
All legit politicians here in the U.S. Okay? All right. So, here we go. Our enemies are innovative and resourceful, and so are we. They never stop thinking about new ways to harm our country and our people, and neither do we.
How's that W?
That would be the W. Good job, man. Good job.
You were almost reading it in his voice. I was at least hearing it.
I was close. Our enemies are innovative and resourceful. I can't do it because there's someone that's watching that will be totally repulsed that I even did that, so I can't do it. Here we go. It all depends. Is.
Oh, Bill.
That would be Clinton during his grand jury testimony. Oh my God! It all depends on what the word is. Do
you feel a little bad now?
What do you mean?
Voting for him. I'm conflicted. I'm legitimately conflicted.
Are you really?
I am.
Especially like now. Like yes. I'm like okay. Look.
Yes, because there's a part of me that believes that by rubber stamping and not we did not lend women the same voice that they have now, and they barely have a voice now. We did not investigate those things. We turned a blind eye, and there was an awful lot that I think in today's world we would look at and say this shouldn't make you a valid candidate. Was he a good president? Yeah, I think he was a very good president. I do.
Okay.
But
so if you think, and this is just hypothetical, if he was impeached and removed from office for that, do you think Trump would have been even considered for the presidency? Do you think we would be where we are now? And I'm not saying, I understand what you're saying, and I don't want to get, because I'm one of the hugest. We're a show about advocacy and allyship. I mean, that's who we are. But as a historian,
it could have been a turning point.
It could have been,
but it basically signaled look, in our lifetimes,
mm-hmm.
and let's go back a little further. Let's go back to the last 3/4 of a century.
Mm-hmm.
The philanderers in office have been Democrats. Now we don't
know of.
We don't play the family card. We don't play we denigrate people for that. Which if you watch the documentary The Family, it all goes out the window. But JFK, notorious.
Sure.
LBJ on tape talking about his dick. That honestly, the only
Aaron, I've got. You're right.
The only one of the bunch. Actually, there's a couple. I mean, I don't know what Reagan did behind the scenes, but I don't know that he was accused of anything. Jimmy Carter is squeaky fucking clean. Both Bushes are clean. Clinton, not.
No.
Look, I guess there's the later in the life talk about the older Bush liking to grab a little fanny while he was in the wheelchair. So
I think,
but that's on par with Biden breathing on little girls' necks, kind of not little girls, but I mean, like, this is behavior that all these old dudes thought they could get away. It's old white guy privilege. I'm allowed to do this.
Yeah, no, no,
right?
I know you're allowed. You're like, I'm allowed to do this.
But
yeah,
I mean,
no,
Barack is squeaky clean. There are absolutely no allegations against Barack Obama.
No.
John
Except
McCain.
Not
John McCain.
Citizen.
Bob Dole. None of these guys have that kind of stuff. I got a fuck ton of respect for Bob Dole and John McCain. I can disagree with their political opinions and still think they're good people.
Yeah. Right.
Right. That's what we're missing now. But I think Bill Clinton makes it hard for some Democrats to argue against Donald Trump. You turned a blind eye. There were multiple legitimate accusations of sexual misconduct, and we all went, yeah, but he's going to be a good president. And he was a good president. But to the end justifies the means in that case. I don't know.
And that's a good point. In the end justifying the means.
All right, sorry, we got off track. My bad. We had an actual discussion there. I apologize.
There's so much I want to say, but I won't. Okay, good. Next quote, because we got to end this soon. You all look like happy campers to me. Happy campers you are, happy campers you've been, and as far as I'm concerned, happy campers you will always be. I'll give you, you want a hint?
Yeah, please.
A vice president.
Was this particular vice president not good at spelling?
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be Dan Quayle.
Quayle Anon.
Dan Quayle. Yeah, Quayle Anon. Exactly. Okay. Two more.
I'm going to stand up, but don't think anything about it.
Okay. You're not going to pull a Giuliani, right? Okay, good. All right. Next.
It's an Anthony Weiner.
All right. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I have headphones.
Here's the quote. So.
Dick Cheney.
Yes. 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 Dick Cheney, did you shoot someone in the face?
I have the croup.
So? Yeah, exactly. That was Dick Cheney. Last one. Ready? Yeah!
Yeah! You know what I love about this is that when it was broadcast live,
yeah,
and in most replays of it, that wasn't picked up. The video of him going yeah and everything is like B-roll. It's a secondary mic that somebody got their hands on, and I don't know. Like, to this day, I don't understand why that's a disqualifying thing. Because when you watch it in real time, it sounds like he's just saying, yeah, but it doesn't even sound very loud.
Yeah.
But it's really, really fucking bizarre.
And you realize that in 2004, when this happened, Howard Dean was like in the lead for the nomination.
He was killing it.
And it was a freaking yeah that took him out of it.
To this day, I don't understand how it ruined his career, because even if you decided, okay, that doesn't make him presidential, the guy was a really good political mind. He should have been a cabinet member. He should have been in Obama's cabinet. He should have been. I mean, I don't know what's he done since.
I'm not sure, but it's not like the guy was grabbing pussy. I'm like, it's like you went It's like.
Oh, the good old days when just shouting a little bit made it seem like you were unfit for office.
Oh, my gosh.
And now, apparently, you can snort Adderall in the middle of Fifth Avenue while shooting a hooker. Give us the penis shot again. Come on.
Oh, no.
Come on.
We're going out like this.
Come on.
No, we're going out like this. Come on. We got to. Let's resurrect his career. We got to resurrect his career. Here we go.
Yeah, you're. That's going to be, if Borat movie Rudy Giuliani scene Howard Dean comes up with anything.
No.
You need to erase your previous search. Jesus, man.
Oh, God. All right.
I work in IT. I understand how these things happen.
Howard Dean. There we go. Howard Dean. There we go.
Aw.
Oh, come on.
There's
Okay,
always
see,
commercials. We have to
there's
pay.
always commercials. And so here it is, guys. Get your favorite, like, popcorn, drinks, whatever, because you're going to need drinks. I guarantee you're going to need
Frank.
drinks.
All right. What's
Here we go.
What are we drinking on?
You know something? If you had told us 1 year ago that we were going to come in third in Iowa, we would have given anything for that. And you know something?
Would we?
You know something? Not only are we going to New Hampshire, Tom Harkin, we're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. We're going to California and Texas and New York. And we're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House. Yeah!
Oh.
I don't understand. But Aaron, please take us out, my friend.
Oh man. Pick your own drinking game for the show because you got to pace yourself. You can't just be like, oh, every time one of them says this, because you'll die. You'll just die. Honestly, don't do a drinking game. Do a smoking game. At least at that point, you'll just pass out and eat chips.
Well, there you go. Okay. All right.
But I am supposed to leave us with some stuff here. So,
Yep.
First off, if you're fucking with my friends Steph and Sam, we are ride or die, and everybody here is. And I can tell you this: the last person you want to fuck with is JoJo.
That's right.
Because she's nearby too.
I was going to say Simmons, but JoJo, I think Simmons would step back. He would. I think Simmons has got a little bit of a caution button that maybe JoJo doesn't. I don't know. I tell you what, you don't want both of them on your ass. Oh my God, no.
You and I'll just be standing on the sidelines going, "Can I get one in? Can I get I just came here for a kick."
I'd be doing a smoky.
I'm telling you, you got knocked the fuck out. But I'm telling you straight up, knock it the fuck off. How small are you? How small of a person are you to do this? I noticed nobody else has come after us. I noticed the people that fucking gave you shit months ago didn't do shit. Nope. I noticed the chicks on the right don't want any of this motherfucker.
They don't want this. They don't want this.
And I tell you straight up, whoever your punk asses are up in Fishers, yeah, I said it. Not fucking cool. Sorry. And you have no idea what the love of a community behind people they care about will do.
That's right.
And that's not a threat, because I know you're trying to threat. Because here's what it is: we're gonna give you a big motherfucking hug, a tight hug, and make you understand why what you're doing is wrong. It's just wrong. It's just plain wrong. And maybe you'll never get it, but at the end of the day, you got to understand that these two people are human beings who deserve respect and humanity and dignity at the very fucking least. And all they're trying to do is live their lives. What they're doing has no impact on you. And if you think it does, let's have a talk, man, because I can tell you it fucking doesn't. All right? I got that news for you. Love you guys, Steph, Sam. Shout out to our best our best hangout. Love it. Everybody, I'm telling you, next couple of weeks are going to be crazy. We have 12 days. We have 12 days.
12 days. And look, we've got like interactive media and stuff like that now, man.
Dude,
I can pull up whatever.
We can screen share. We can put things on the back. Here's what's awesome is in 4 days, I'm going to get an email that says that we're in copyright violation and we can't monetize the site. Yeah, it's hysterical.
Why did we want to monetize it in the first
We don't,
place?
but it's hysterical. I get these emails and they're like, you're in violation. It sounds all threatening. And they're like, you just can't ask for money. I was like,
oh, okay.
No one's giving us money for this. Are you kidding?
Okay.
I mean, if you want to give us money, that'd be fucking cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. But anyway, guys.
I got some new Adidas. So if Adidas wants to fucking kick in and put me on their payroll, that'd be awesome. Like Jerry Seinfeld and his
Adidas, man. Adidas.
They're Samoas. I love them. Not the cookies, but I want to eat them. Nom, nom, nom. All right.
I'm going to watch the debate.
Everybody go.
I'll see you guys.
Don't go. IO, you're probably right. I don't know about The Last Airbender. I heard it sucked ass, but whatever.
Ooh, no. It was
y'all watch
quality, man. Quality. All right. Love you, man.
I love you all out there. I love my buddy here, Evan. Everybody out there, take care. Be safe. And we'll be back on Wednesday next week, most likely, unless we need to do something else. You never know. Bye. Love you.